And today I'm going to be working on the participating video. I have been teaching for 22 years. I am currently working at a campus that's commonly known as Med High. Our official name is South Texas High School for Medical Professions. We're a school of about 800 students, and we are located in deep South Texas, real close to the Mexican border. And we are a public school, but we're a magnet school where we specialize in preparing students for careers in the health field. And I will be interviewing 3 different individuals today. The first individual I will be interviewing is Sylvia Odoms. Sylvia Odoms is a technology computer teacher who works with our full-time regular ed students, and she has been here at Med High for 8 years. And the second person I will be interviewing is the special ed teacher. Her name is Martinez, and she has been at Med High for about 5 weeks. And the reason I chose her is because I wanted somebody who had recently come to our campus from another campus so they could compare and contrast the differences between our mission statement and what it was like with a previous campus, and how the campus is different based on the expectations of the mission statement. And Sylvia's been here for 8 years, so she has more of a perspective of a teacher who's been here for a while. Okay, also Sylvia Odoms works with the regular ed students, and Ida Martinez is a special education teacher. And specifically, she works in a program that is known as the half-day program. And the half-day program, what that is, it's a vocational program here at Med High where we get students from about a dozen different school districts that come here for half a day. So we have morning students and we have afternoon students. And if they're here for at least 3 years and they successfully complete the program, they're able to sit for the Certified Nursing Assistant program with the state of Texas. And so while they're here at Med High, they take a core subject area class in English and or social studies, and then they also take vocational nursing classes to prepare them for the exam. And Ida, in particular, is teaching the vocational nursing program classes. The third person I'm going to interview today is a social worker. Her name is Nancy Atella Vera, and the reason I chose her is because she has a very different perspective when she looks at the campus mission statement than a teacher would. And she works with a vast variety of students, a lot of migrant students, some homeless students. And so I wanted to see how her perspective of the vision plan would differentiate from a teacher, but yet in many, many ways be the same. For this field activity, I'm going to go over the campus mission statement with each one of these 3 individuals and ask them some specific questions about it. And I looked at the 4 sample questions and I broke them down further because I thought the sample questions were rather vague and I wanted very specific answers. And so first of all, I'm going to ask the individual, after I read the mission statement, what does this mean to you and your position here at Med High? And I'm also going to ask them how Med High recognizes and celebrates those individuals who implement strategies that work towards our vision, our campus vision statement. I'm going to also ask them how these achievements are communicated to the faculty and staff here at Med High. The 4th question I'm going to ask is how these achievements, where people are working towards accomplishing our campus mission statement, are communicated to the students. Like, for example, does a school do an efficient job in communicating to the students that their teachers are doing a good job? And the 5th question I'm going to ask is how has the campus vision been communicated to parents in our community? The 6th question I'm going to ask them is what innovative ways does Med High do in order to push the campus vision forward? Okay, the second to last question I'm going to ask them is how does Med High use risk-taking and failures as a learning experience when they are trying to fulfill their campus vision? And the 7th and last question I'm going to ask these individuals is how does Med High's vision impact morale on our campus. So in just a minute here, I will be interviewing our first person, which is the computer technology teacher, Ms. Sylvia Odoms. Okay, good morning. This is Sylvia Odoms. She is one of our computer teachers at Med High. And today I'm going to interview her about Med High's mission statement. Okay, our mission statement states, the vision of South Texas High School for Health Professions is to provide students with rigorous academic instruction and advanced technical skills that will allow them for successful transition into allied health careers and for post-secondary education. So, Ms. Odoms, how does the mission statement apply to your current position here at Med High?
Well, as a teacher that teaches technology, my main objective is to ensure that our kids are prepared for college, and also to show that the instruction we offer is rigorous enough to match anything that's out there in the world. We want them aware. We do not want any surprises when they get to school. We want them to be able to be curious enough to handle any kind of technology that they face when they go to college or higher, or even in their daily life. So we bring that foundation, make sure it's established enough so that they can face any issues, any new technology, because it literally changes every 3 months of the year. So new things come out, they should be able to handle those changes without, interrupting their education at all. So.
Okay, very good. So obviously, you provide rigorous academic instruction, you have advanced technological skills, and part of our mission statement is to prepare students for a successful transition into the allied health career. So do you, in your classes, do anything with technology that would help prepare students to use technology in the medical realm?
Yes, definitely. We have a simulation lab here at school. Those are mainly robotic mannequins that we use quite a bit. We ensure that students learn how to monitor whatever they are given as a disease, showcase it. We actually look into the soft skills, like customer service skills, how they would relate to a patient, how they would refer to the diseases that the patient has, and use normal layman's language to ensure that the patient has that information given to them, what they need to do next, and what happens next. Currently, my students are designing an app that works with medical records. At the end of this year, we should have all medical records in some kind of digital format. The students have been exposed to designing apps that enable them to have that information filled in, or they enable all medical professionals to do that. And my students are doing it with their patients, which are the simulated robots in the simulation lab.
Wow. Okay, so how does Med High recognize and celebrate those individuals, such as yourself, who implement strategies in support of our campus vision?
Okay, in support of our campus vision, repeatedly we go in for professional training, either offered by the campus itself or to ensure that we're really on track with everybody else. We can get professional training from outside companies to ensure that our kids get the most recent versions or the most recent way of teaching. We collaborate with others that are at the college level. I do that a lot with TSTC, and we actually have scheduled a visit where they'll be coming in to teach our kids cyber security, which is a very, very important issue. Mm-hmm. And it applies to medical records online. So if someone breaks in, yes, someone breaks in and takes somebody else's medical records, actually that doctor and the establishment they're at, meaning the hospital or anything like that, is responsible. So if they get sued, that wouldn't be a very good thing. Our kids need to know how to do cybersecurity and ensure that that doesn't happen. Well, we are planning a visit from instructors that are actual professionals that have been certified in this field from TSTC to come and show our kids what to do, how to do it, how to incorporate it. Again, our vision is extended right outside the walls of this campus. We do quite a bit with the population out there, not medical being one of them. that give us how medical records are actually done. So we're not teaching in a bubble, but our professional development is not in a bubble either. We're making sure that it's current and it's applicable. So,
Wow. Okay, so do you think individuals are celebrated in any way here on campus for implementing strategies that support the campus vision?
actually, we are celebrated, but as teachers, we know that our biggest celebration is with our kids' success. That's our biggest
That is
reward. But we are celebrated, we are recognized in various ways. And we get to, I think the biggest celebration that we get is we get to show others what we've done. One of the newer teachers mentioned that the strategy that we're doing, collaborating within departments. Right now I'm teaching students, or some students are working with other students from social studies to build a business, create a website, market the product they've got. Everything that they're doing is with us and an economics teacher. Well, this new teacher was told about it, and she came to learn from us what we're doing, which is kind of a celebration of what we're doing. So many ways we're celebrated. We're recognized by parents, the public, everything, but our biggest celebration is the success of our kids, really.
Wow, that is true. So how are these accomplishments that people such as yourself make communicated to the faculty and staff here at Med High?
Usually, when we have something, example, the visit from TSTC, I do have to communicate that to our principal so that we can actually have them schedule a date that is free from all the other schedules that are going on or available. But in addition to that, for her to give us permission to do it. So what we're doing is extending our work out of the school walls has to be really signed off by the principal. Sometimes, the assistant superintendent has to sign off, like the teaching we're doing in relationship with the other.
Okay, and once the administration finds out about what you're doing, do they let the other faculty and staff know?
In my case, in my technology field, once they do find out, they would let others that benefit from what we're doing know. For example, I've worked with the simulation lab with what we're doing. They did let some of the health science technology teachers be aware of it, so that if my students have their apps on their cell phone and they go there to do something, they can actually update the information on the app, so they get to apply what they learned in other classes. It's not widely sent, whatever we're doing, to everybody, but for some that are going to utilize it, usually maybe I can give the recommendation of what teacher would, they would get that information. But what I'm really proud of is the way the school district works together. Because we do have another campus that's inclined towards technology. And the TSTC visit that we're doing is with them. They're going to drive over. So we've organized it in such a way that it's not only one campus, but more than one campus. And we did the same thing when we're talking about 3D printing with Science Academy, when I gave that class to Science Academy kids. That's our sister campus.
So do we have a 3D printer here?
Yes, we do. 2 3D printers that we're using. So
That's
we give the training to them for Science Academy students.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So how are these achievements communicated to the students?
To the students, mainly it's through school, through websites. If it's club oriented, it's through websites that my students have developed for the various clubs. For those that are not in my class, usually if they get to know, for example, the 3D printing that we're using, we had students from health science technology come in and print their parts of a presentation, because if they get permission from their teacher and they give it to me, then they can actually print it. But they got to know about it from their friends. I don't have them as my students, and they came and they actually utilized it.
Wow.
So, and also the counselors. The counselors portray that message quite a bit. Our counselors are very good.
So, for example, do you think the school does an efficient job communicating to students that their teacher is doing a good job?
I am going to say I do not know. I've had parents come and tell me, but I don't know where they got the information from.
Yeah,
I don't know.
okay, and
Counselors do.
counselors do.
And we had, she's no longer here, but our assistant principal actually came into my class and said it to my classes the very first week of school last year. Miss Rogers.
Yes.
Yes, that was administration communicating. It was very well done. I appreciated it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how has the campus vision been communicated with parents of
Okay.
our students?
We have, not sure if you've gone to any of them, Parent Connection 101, Success 101. It's mainly geared towards our parents. Our parents, unfortunately, may not come to it, maybe because they didn't plan on it or because it's in the evening after school. But that sometimes it's on Saturdays. If it's not at this campus, it would be at another campus at a different date. I know there's one this week at our technology campus. There's one, I think, this weekend here.
There's one tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
evening.
okay, so
At
it's tomorrow
6:30.
evening too. So what happens is, that's a really good tool of communicating, but they've also started to use a lot of technology. There's a lot of emailing that comes in. I get that here, my husband gets it as well. I'm not sure if we're using Remind or any of the other apps, but I know email is being used quite a bit to communicate messages. The other thing that parents are given is actual documents from the school. For example, sometimes as easy as picture day is given to the students to give to their parents. We all know students forget. We know that. But it's always followed up by an email, contact at home, they mail various things. Unfortunately, in my case, I get it sometimes after the date has passed. So I rely on email a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know whether everybody else gets it on time, but I get it late, usually. So.
And what innovative things does Med-Hi do in order to push the campus vision forward?
For example, one thing that we've actually noticed a lot, when we worked, when we worked with community to figure out how we can streamline education for what the community requires, one thing we realized is soft skills. For the students that are coming out of here, going into the medical department, their soft skills, customer service skills, ways of portraying messages is not as well developed as their medical knowledge. But they're speaking to a lay public that doesn't know the medical terminology they're trying to say. In a way, they're speaking jargon to the public and having no sympathy or empathy attached to it. So what they were asking us to do is to help students in high school develop those skills. Because you can gain the book knowledge, but nobody's going to sit down and teach you how to have bedside manner.
Yes.
You know, so
And
what?
compassion.
Yes. So as we're going through and utilizing the simulation lab, not only are they learning the medical terms, because there's got to be a disease that the patient is suffering from, but they're also learning how to portray that message and then what the solution is or what the next steps are. For example, in one incident, they had a disease where it's not, you're going to die no matter what. There's no cure for it. So the patient asked, am I going to die? Because these robotics actually communicate back and forth. We do have a nurse in there that helps with that communication. So she asked, through the robot, am I going to die? And the student said, yes, and stopped there.
Oh.
It was a good teaching moment for us
Yes.
to show them that that's exactly what the public is wanting us to work on. Because they had excellent medical knowledge, but no customer service skills or any compassion in the way they said it. Yes, you're going to die. And left it at that.
Good. Wow. That's
So that's what we're working towards, besides using technology and everything else. That's actually something that we're working on. I know Ms. Payne uses it for medical terminology and customer service, but in Spanish. So it's good. It's being done in English and Spanish and geared towards the medical field.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. How does Med-Hi use risk-taking or failures that they have had as a learning experience when they're trying to fulfill our campus vision?
I'm not sure failures, all failures are communicated to the teachers, but we know that, for example, in order for us to move forward with a vision that we're looking into as far as technology is concerned, is offering AP classes. How successful we're going to be with that depends on how well we implement
So it's
it.
it's risky.
It's risky,
Yes.
extremely. But it's very good for the students because they're learning the technology anyway. So moving forward, it would be good to get AP credit for it. So we're going to see how we can manipulate whatever it is and gear it towards AP and then ensure that the students are ready to move forward with it. Being in medical school for 10 to 12 years, it would be excellent if you get AP credit and enter college as a junior as opposed to
A
a
freshman.
freshman. So take off a few years and, financial expense for it, and then achieve your goal much younger.
And also the
You know.
rigorous instruction will, help them to be successful
Yes.
in the secondary ed. So, okay, so how does Med-High's vision impact morale on our campus?
I think it drives our kids, our students. The vision is related to them, to their parents before they even get here. They get to walk through the campus. They see what we're doing in school session if they want to. They can do that. They can do a visit, but they're well prepared all the way. I remember my very first Parent Connection 101 was when my son had been. My son attends high school at one of the technology campuses, but he'd been here for I think about 6 weeks. So all the way, even then, they communicated what the message is, what the expectations are, and how to achieve them. But teachers are extremely good. They're very open and understanding and work with the students all the time. So the expectations are always laid out in the syllabus, but the actual application of the expectations is done by the teachers.
So the morale is positive?
Very, very
For
positive.
the-
And when it's not, the counselors step in all the time.
Wow.
They're always with those students on a continuous basis to figure out what do we need to do to teach you, because students learn differently. So what is it that you would love to see? And if it's medically inclined, you have some situation that we need to face, how do we apply that? Are we getting there 100%? No. Are we on the way there? I believe so. Because there's so many new, different situations that students come up with. Our students come from everywhere. So I do believe the morale is great because they're actually still here. They could always go back to their home campus.
Yes.
I
And
think
we-
it's really high.
And we have had some that have left for 2 days and then,
And then they come back.
come back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they realize.
I know.
So-
And then we've heard over and over again, there's no bullying here, or that is tolerated at all. The students have what they need, so they're not, like technology-wise, they do have the technology resources to achieve their goals. I think it's usually how they plan to do their assignments, so study that
Which they
is-
learn as
they
after-
go,
Yeah,
yes.
as they go.
Yeah. So I do believe it's high, and when it's not, we know about it because our student body is very small,
Yes, that is true.
and they're very open. They do come and tell you.
Yes.
So
Our students are very visual.
I know.
I mean, very verbal. I mean.
I know, and then after that you can, find solutions. Really, the objective is to make sure they learn. That's it.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
So I just push the button. Good morning. This is Ida Martinez. She is a special ed teacher here at Med High. She's been with our district for about 5 weeks. So I'm going to share with her our mission statement. She is familiar with it, but just, to refresh it with her. Okay, the mission of South Texas High School for Health Professions is to provide students with rigorous academic instruction and advanced technical skills that will allow for the successful transition into allied health careers and or post-secondary education. So, Ms. Martinez, how does this mission statement apply to you in your role here at Med High?
I truly believe that being an instructor for the half-day program, I have to implement a lot of rigor in the academics. and get them to be more technologically savvy in order to go out there and compete for the jobs that seem to be narrowing. I think the kids here are phenomenal, and the half-day students that we have are up to the challenge. And I can only say, you know, the best about it, that the school is doing an excellent job in pushing this forward.
Could you give us some examples of some of the technology that you're trying to implement with the special ed students?
Well, a lot of these students come from homes where they don't have computers or iPads or any type of real hands-on skills. They may know, you know, Facebook and Twitter, etc., but they don't really know how to manipulate the computer. So what I've been trying to do is integrate the lessons with apps that are in the iPads and or computer programs in the laptops, so that they're actually getting that hands-on practice as they are studying the content. And it seems to be going really well. Kids are always very anxious and eager to learn about technology, so it's a good marriage.
So it's working well. How does Med-High recognize and celebrate those individuals such as yourself who implement strategies in support of our campus vision?
I think Med-High is a premier school. They truly do foster a lot of technology. I know a lot of school districts say that they do, but they don't back it up like Med-High does. They provide us with any computers that we want, applications that we need, programs that we need. The tech people here are fantastic about showing up when you need them, virus protection, everything that you could possibly want, and they help you to integrate everything. For example, in my classroom, I have both my iPad and my desktop that are synced with the smart TV, and so all of my lessons are taking place on the smart TV, and I go back and forth between the iPad and the desktop, and pretty soon we just ordered a whole lot of new apps. Pretty soon the kids are going to be doing the same thing, where they'll be going from iPad programs to laptop programs, while they are learning, you know, academic content, while they're doing PowerPoints and hopefully some FaceTime interviews, etc. So I don't know if that completely answers your question.
Yes, it does. How are these achievements communicated to the faculty and staff? For example, if you're using all this innovative technology in your classroom, does the administration communicate this with other people on campus?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, there's always this fostering of wanting to get our kids ready for, you know, society and the job market and this technological world. I mean, they're going into really a world market where they have to be prepared. So the administration definitely fosters this. They applaud it. They expect it. And the kids, when they first come here, they're like, wow, we get to work on this. Wow, we get to do this, you know, because they don't have it on their home campuses. So, yes, absolutely.
And do you think they communicate that, though, to the other faculty here, that you're using this?
So, at our, we have a bi-weekly book club meeting, but it's more than a book club. We talk about things that we're doing in our classrooms, things that work, things that do not work, and one or both of the administrators are usually there. So this gets communicated to all the teachers. It is fostered. It is, you know, we troubleshoot. We talk about different things that we're trying in our classroom, and it works out really well because you learn from others. And yeah, administration is there.
Wow, that's great. So, how are these achievements communicated to the students?
You know, our administration also comes in and does walkthroughs at least once a week. the students know that administration is there. They know that the teachers are there. They know that all of the staff is working together to provide the best possible educational experience for them. So the students are aware of it. They have actually said, you know, when is this going to take place? And I heard that this and that was going to happen, and you know, so they are aware that these things are going on from their peers, from the teachers, from the administration when they do announcements. So yes, the kids are very much aware.
So, so you think the school does an efficient job communicating to the students that the teacher's doing a good job?
Yes, I do. Simply when they come in and do the walkthroughs and they observe for a few minutes and they check to see what TEKS objectives we're working on. When they observe the students' you know, work that's posted on the wall, and all of those things, they know that the administration is there as a supportive factor.
Well, that's good. How has the campus vision, which includes the rigorous instruction, the advanced technological skills, and transition to allied health careers, how has that been communicated to the parents?
The parents are always open to, we're always open to allow the parents to communicate with us. The parents have that vision alongside with our students and our staff, simply because we foster a lot of additional, you know, activities such as HOSA, where the parents go. And two of our kids were in nationals last year. So the experience of excellence and of moving forward in this technological age, and the fact that we have a school that supports our students and our staff is communicated to the parents. And also we open communication lines with them as well. Just a couple of days ago, I had a parent that didn't want to allow his child to have an email address because he was a very protective parent. And I was doing the best that I could to supplement the child with a lot of PDFs by downloading them on a USB for the child. However, there are some applications that require that you have a Gmail account. So I wrote a letter to the parent explaining why this was necessary, and that it wasn't a frivolous pursuit. And I even had to tell him that that his child was willing to share her password with him, so that he wouldn't feel anxious about it. And I explained that in order for her to learn these applications that we're going to be using, she needs to have a Gmail account. Otherwise, they will not function. You cannot register for them and enter them. And so the child came back the next day, all smiles, and she said, I already have a Gmail account. We did it. You know, so a lot of it is also making the parents aware, because some of them are not tech natives.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't grow up in an age where technology was part of their education. So just to make them feel aware and assured that it's for educational reasons.
Okay. And what innovative things does Med-High do in order to push the campus's vision forward?
We do a lot of innovative things. Basically, when we are just not just teaching the academic content like most schools, we also provide the technical skills, the practicum skills, where they go out and do clinicals in the job site, and of course the technology that we have here to support their learning as well. We have computer people who are teaching students how to do applications that are used here on the campus. We have kids that are having all these creative options open to them. So I can't say enough good things about it. I really can't.
And how does Med-High use risk-taking or failures as a learning experience when they're trying to fulfill our campus vision?
As in all things, education is a progress. It's something that we keep trying to perfect and do better, and all the while understanding that every child learns differently. And when we do have those failures, you know, to just stop there is not acceptable, but to climb above it, to overcome it, and see what we need to do. In the case with our program, we have special education students, and they come from homeschool campuses that may have the culture of their LD. Nothing can be expected of them. A lot of the teachers just pass them along. They're not used to doing any homework or having any expectations placed on their academic. So a lot of times they start to adopt this attitude of no one else thinks I can succeed, so I must not be able to. And nothing could be further from the truth. I've had some LD kids that would surprise you. Let's look at one of the presidential candidates right now, Ben Carson. When he was growing up, he was looked upon as being learning disabled or, you know, special education. He couldn't read. He had difficulty in school, and yet look at where he is now. You know, a lot of times I think it's a narrow vision that keeps us from doing as best as we can as teachers, as educators. And I truly believe the kids can achieve all that they want to achieve as long as they put their mind to it. So failure is just a stepping stone on the way to success. You know, it's not bad to have a failure. It's just showing you where you need to improve. And so if you keep going forward, failure is actually a great thing.
And a lot of times you learn more from your failures than you do from your successes.
Absolutely.
And how does Med-High's vision impact morale on our campus?
You know, since I've been here, I have not, I can truly say I haven't worked at a place like this ever before. And it is phenomenal because the kids have a high morale. You know, the student body, just the general student body. And I'm talking about the whole student body. The staff have a whole different outlook. I mean, they tend to want to do more and research more and do more for their students than I have seen in any other school district that I've worked at. So I think the morale is very high. They have an attitude of excellence, and the kids adopt that attitude because their teachers have that attitude.
That's a good attitude to have.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Good morning. This is Nancy Vera. She's our school social worker, and today I'm going to interview her about her perspective of our mission statement. And just to refresh your memory about our mission statement says that at South Texas High School for Health Professions, we provide students with rigorous academic instruction and advanced technical skills that will allow them for successful transition into allied health careers and or post-secondary education. So you kind of have a unique role here in that you're not directly an instructor in a classroom, but you still have a huge impact on our students. And so can you tell us from your point of view how you personally implement the Med-High's mission into your role as a social worker?
Yes, as a social worker, I empower students to continue with their success, and I provide the necessary resources to assist them achieve their goal of earning a healthcare degree.
Okay, very good. And is there anything that you do to help students who receive your services, like with their instructions? Like part of our mission statement is rigorous academic instruction. So is there something that you've done maybe in the past or currently where you're helping a student with that?
Yes, mostly the migrant population. They come in and I assist them with not only the supplies and the tools for the projects, assignments, but also sometimes they need me to assist them with explaining the work, so I have done that in the past as well.
Okay, very good. And how does Med-High recognize and celebrate those individuals, such as yourself, who implement strategies in support of our campus vision?
Well, I know that the district provides a luncheon to recognize the campus with an award plaque as well for the achievements accomplished throughout the school year. I know that they do that, and then I've heard like the principal, they compliment students and staff.
Okay. And how are these achievements communicated to the faculty and staff?
They're communicated via email, intercom, announcements, luncheons, and they're displayed as well on the STISD webpage.
Okay. And how are these achievements communicated to the students?
Students are informed of the achievements via intercom announcements. Also, however, the school can improve in effectively communicating this information to the students by perhaps holding an assembly where all the students, staff, and teachers can be present, and this can be communicated to them in person.
Okay. And do you think the school does a good job efficiently communicating to the students that their teachers are doing a good job?
I think so. I think there can be a little improvement there, but I think they're doing an okay job.
And how has the campus vision been communicated to parents?
I believe it's been communicated throughout the school year. Med-High is known for their rigorous curriculum and well-trained teachers and staff. So I think parents, I've heard them express their satisfaction of the campus and the courses that are being offered and the efforts that the teachers and staff make.
And I know you as a social worker, you have meetings also with the parents.
Yes.
Like you're having one tomorrow?
Yes.
Yes.
They're called parent connection meetings, and basically we try to get all the parents from the whole district to learn about things that are going on in the campuses and the district as a whole, as well as providing them with information, educational information about what the students are doing, ACT testing, SAT, and allow them to ask any questions they might have. So that's how we give a word out to them.
Okay. And what innovative things does Med-High do in order to push the campus vision forward?
Well, I know they provide like a wide range of programs and curriculum for the students, and I know recently they had a multi-million-dollar addition that was made to the campus to provide HSD teachers and students with innovative equipment for their classes. So the students now have hands-on experience in working with simulators to prepare for the health care workforce.
Okay. And how does Med-High use risk-taking or failures as a learning experience when they are trying to fulfill our campus vision?
Well, I know Med-High is always willing to improve on field tasks, and I know they use problem solving, communication, and higher level thinking skills to work on that.
And a lot of times we learn more from our failures than from our successes.
Exactly.
And how does Med-High's vision impact morale on our campus?
I think that the mission impacts the campus morale by promoting a family working environment where everyone's working towards the same common goal. And I know it's noted that in campus, teachers, students, staff, they're all geared towards helping each other in all aspects.
So do you think it has a positive or a negative impact on the morale here of the students?
Oh, it has a positive
Very
impact.
positive?
Yes.
And also for the parents and the
Exactly.
faculty and staff?
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Good morning. Once again, I interviewed 3 different people from South Texas High School for Medical Professions, also known as Med-High, for my participation video. And I asked these 3 individuals different questions about our mission statement. And they all had different perspectives. The first person I interviewed was Sylvia Odoms. And the reason I picked her is because she's a veteran teacher. She's been here for 8 years. And so she could tell us from the veteran perspective her insights on the mission statement. Also, she does teach regular ed technology, computers to the students, so she would have both the technological edge, and she also would have the perspective of a regular education teacher. And she was give some very insightful information. She felt that she helped with the mission statement, because the mission statement stated that Med High offers rigorous instruction, and she does that with her computers. She tries to teach her students not only computers, but also how to problem solve, because technology is constantly changing. And one thing she pointed out is every 3 months, technology is different. And so you just cannot learn the technology. You need to learn the technology and then problem solve and how to keep going with the technology. She said that she was not sure that Med-High really recognizes or celebrates individuals who implement strategies for the campus vision. But she did state that as teachers, our greatest celebration is when our students are successful. And so I found that very inspirational from her. The achievements of the mission plan are communicated to the faculty and staff when the administration lets the teachers know what's going on. Communication is mainly through websites, but the counselors are the ones that are really, really good at letting the students know about their teachers' achievements. And she really doesn't know if the school is doing an efficient job at communicating the teachers' accomplishments to these students. And the mission campus statement is communicated to parents through emails. And she does do innovative things to push forward the campus vision. She works a lot, like I said, with technology. She teaches the students computer skills, but also soft skills. So someday when they have a job, they will not only know the technology that they need to know for that job, but also the customer service skills and how to interact well with people. And she said that, yes, that Med-High does use risk-taking to achieve their mission campus vision. And one way she's doing that is by offering an AP class in computers that she's going to be offering next year. So right now she's researching that. It's a huge risk because she doesn't know if it's going to be successful or not, but she's still going to try it. And she says that the mission statement at Med-High has a very, very positive impact on the morale for everybody. Okay, the second person I interviewed was Ida Martinez. The reason I picked Ida was because she has only been with the district for 5 weeks. And so I thought it would be good to interview her because she would give us the perspective of a new person who has just come in. And they have a very different perspective than someone who's been at the same school for quite a long time. Also, she is a special education teacher, so she would be looking at things from the special ed perspective. And she said that the mission statement at Med-High, she personally implements it by making sure that even though her kids are special needs and they all have the special ed label, that she still gives them rigorous academic instruction in their classes. She also helps them to reach their goals by using a lot of technology, such as iPads, laptops, and she also integrates content with programs on these devices. She also feels that Med-High does do a great job at recognizing individuals such as herself who implement the campus vision, and they do this by providing teachers such as herself with the tools that they need in technology. And one way that the accomplishments are communicated to the faculty and staff as these people try to support the campus vision is through a book study that she belongs to. And in this book study, there are numerous teachers that belong to it, and also the administration comes. And at this book study, they don't only study this book, but they also talk about different strategies that they're using in their classroom and what's working and what's not. And then they bounce ideas off of each other, and they learn from each other, and they do celebrate their accomplishments and encourage each other. The accomplishments are communicated to the students by the administration being present in the classrooms, and they do come into our rooms at least once a week. And when the students see the administration and see that they're approving of what the teacher's doing, it has a positive impact to the students. And the campus vision is also communicated to the parents, and that the parents can come in, and they do come in quite often, and they are actively involved in the educational process. Okay, also we have extracurricular activities where the students go out and they compete against different schools, and the parents have been actively part of that. And so they see what we're doing, and they see the rigorous instruction, and they see how we're helping the students learn about health careers so that they can work in them someday. And yes, Med High does use risk-taking to try to fulfill their campus vision. And one way we do this in the special education department, Ida pointed out, was that even though these kids have labels and they're learning disabled, we still push them and we still give them rigorous instruction. And so that way we are risk takers at the same time. And Med High's vision does impact our campus morale in a very positive way. Okay, this place has very high morale. The students are very motivated. The staff has a whole different outlook, and everybody has, basically students, staff, faculty, have an attitude of excellence. Okay, the third person I interviewed was a social worker. Her name is Nancy Vera, and I picked her because she would have a different perspective of the campus mission statement than a teacher would, who was direct instruction with the students. And she personally implements the vision statement by providing resources for the students so that they can be successful. And this includes the migrant students. A lot of them times they come back to school a month or two after school started because of their parents going up north to work. And so Miss Vera goes out of her way to get them the resources they need, the books, the school supplies, if they're, don't have the money for that. She even tutors the students and helps them catch up in their classes. And Med High recognizes and celebrates individuals who implement strategies in support of our campus vision by providing a luncheon once or twice a year, where they don't only give us a free meal, but the principal stands up and goes over, different accomplishments that different people have made. And these accomplishments are communicated verbally and also through email. Also, the administration does celebrate the accomplishments of the faculty and staff by displaying them on the website for our school district. And achievements are communicated to the students through email and the intercom. They're also communicated to the parents through the website, and also with meetings that the social workers have. And the social workers have meetings called parent connection meetings, where they call the parents in and they go over different aspects of the school. And at these meetings, the campus vision is very evident. Okay, they go over the rigorous instruction, different things that are going on to aid that rigorous instruction, what the parents can do to help their student be successful. They go over the different medical programs that we have. We even have students get up and talk about their medical programs and provide services. Like at the last parent meeting, there were students there from the emergency medical class that are seniors, and they were taking the parents' blood pressure at the meeting and checking their different vital signs and things like that. So it's very evident to the parents about our mission statement when they come to these meetings. Okay. Also, Ms. Atella pointed out that Med High does do innovative things to push the campus vision forward, such as they have built a multi-million-dollar wing for the medical classes. And in this multi-million-dollar wing, there's a simulation lab that's very similar to what you would see at a medical school. And they have high-end interactive mannequins that speak to the students, that have heart rates, that have vital signs, and that really helps the students to see if they're, doing the medical skill correctly or not. It also teaches them the customer service skills they need, because they actually have to talk to the mannequins. And the social worker also pointed out that the mission, Med High's vision does impact morale on our campus in a positive way. It promotes a friendly work environment for everyone because everyone, students, faculty, and staff are all working towards a common goal. Now, what went well? When I interviewed these people, I was very impressed at their knowledge of the campus vision statement. I also was very impressed at how they were willing to sit down and talk and elaborate and give their own personal perspective on things. A lot of times people, especially when you're videotaping them, they're very hesitant, but none of these people were. They were very enthusiastic about being willing to be videotaped, and I really, really appreciate that. Okay, one thing I might change if I do this again is give the questions to the individuals I was going to be interviewing ahead of time, and that way they'd be able to look at the questions and think about their answers so they wouldn't, be put on the spot and caught off guard. And the surprising information that was revealed was that all three of these individuals pointed out that they did not think the school was doing a good job. Two of the three people pointed out they did not think the school was doing a good job communicating to the students their teachers' accomplishments. And I find that kind of hard to believe because I think that's something that our administration here does very, very well. Okay, right now we even have an incentive program with our differentiating instruction. And when we do a differentiated instruction, what we do is we give the students a formative assessment, then we analyze the data, and then we create individual assignments for different students based on the results. And then we invite the administration to come in and see the formative assessment, the data that we analyzed, and the lessons that the students are doing because of it. And then when we do that, they then give us a certificate that they put on the wall that says that we did a good job. The principal even presents it to the teacher in front of the class. And then also in the workroom, there's a very large bulletin board where these teachers' names are put up and say, good job, you did your differentiated instruction lesson. Also, another way we are motivated here and acknowledged is this school district does pay a little better than most of our other school districts in the area. And that is one way that we're acknowledged for doing a good job. They know they have, very good educators here, and they're able to recruit them and keep them by giving us the incentive of more pay. So in my opinion, that's a way of showing us that we're doing a good job and showing the public that we're doing a good job. And from this, what I've learned, if I ever become a school administrator, is I will go out of my way to acknowledge people who are doing a good job. And I know as a classroom teacher, a lot of times we only point things out to students when they're negative. And that's unfortunately about 90% of the time. And when I read that in my graduate work, I thought, how sad. So now I try to go out of my way to point out positive things that students are doing, not only negative things they're doing. So if I ever become an administrator, I will point out the positive things that the faculty and staff and students are doing. And also, not only will I point them out, I'll make sure that I celebrate those accomplishments that they are making. Thank you.